Last summer, Kentucky lawmakers passed a bill that would allow professional racing on roads, streets, and even airports. A new bill is being proposed that would add highways to that list. And with Louisville's recent history of reckless driving and street racing, we wondered if Louisville would allow the pros to race on city streets. Wave News reporter David Ochoa asked the mayor's office and talked to some amateurs who would like to get in on the action.
Yeah, a spokesperson for the mayor told me they would be eager to host a professional racing event. That's, of course, assuming all the proper procedures are met, such as insurance, security, road closures, and whatever else is needed. But some in the car commuting are asking, why not us? The racing event statute went into effect on June 29, 2023. It defines a racing event as a motor vehicle race which is sanctioned by a nationally or internationally recognized racing organization and includes preparations, practices, and qualifications for the race. It allows local governments to give out permits for races to use county roads, streets, and even airports. A new version of the bill looks to add highways to that list. Highways like the Watterson, which turned into a drag strip back in 2022. That incident kicked off a local ordinance and a crackdown from LMPD.
LMPD will have additional patrols on our roadways using marked and unmarked traffic enforcement vehicles, in addition to helicopters both night and day.
Since then, there's been a few incidents of reckless driving exhibitions all around the city, including one where cars blocked in ambulances on Broadway.
There's one of the ambulances stuck at 18th and Broadway, and the other one's in front of the YMCA.
But just like with the Derby or the PGA Championship, which is coming this May, Louisville would welcome a professional racing event. That's what a spokesperson for the mayor's office told me when I asked if they would allow pros to come and turn Louisville's streets into a racetrack. Now, there is a difference between the pros and the Joes, but there are people in the car community who haven't been a part of the illegal street takeovers, and they've been looking for a legal way to have their exhibitions for years.
The people who follow us and know what we do, they know that what we do and what we don't do.
So what do? They do things like community giveaways, but also the obvious, they drive their car. These days, that can come with some punishment.
You know, I have people calling, hey, can you come out and, you know, it's my son's 5th birthday, he loves cars, can you do donuts, can you do burnouts? And it's kind of iffy because it's like, we may be doing it, and all of a sudden here comes the police riding past. They're like, well, come here, give me your car.
Des says they'd love to do it legally and safely, but there's nowhere for them to go. After the Watterson incident, a few car clubs wanted to host events at the Sportsdrome in Jeffersonville, but things didn't work out. And with nowhere else to go, some people will end up on the streets and intersections.
If they want them out of the streets, I gotta give them somewhere to go.
And if it's about money, they say it's not a problem.
Even if they created a spot for us and literally charge people to get in, people still gonna go. They'll go to other states and pay to get into their legal pits, and if they had it here, I'm pretty sure they'd pay too. If they're worried about the money, they can literally charge us, and everybody's still gonna go.
Des and Breezy say the car clubs are willing to follow any rules and regulations that the city might come up with. And although racing and doing things like donuts and burnouts aren't the same thing, they're often lumped together in these kinds of exhibitions and the punishments. David Ochoa, Wave News.
Thanks, David.